goes to him, so you don't hear me through here, but the people on the media would hear you. So if you want, you ladies could try to do that too. Or I'll hold one up. I'll hold it up for you. It'll go on YouTube. This one works really good. Yeah, you can see four. If I had to be any instead like critical, I wish it was just up a little bit. You got like even a piece of block we could set there and put it on a block? Nah. Yeah, it's like it's trying to focus in on the wall or something. And what's that? You got zip ties? Can you zip tie to the top of the yeah.
Yeah. Bring me down to zip ties. I think I have zip ties if you don't. Oh no, definitely got zip ties here.
All right, again, be sure 500 you're up first, so be sure to be getting ready here. Still a few minutes away, no worries. Track workers trying to get the water truck working here just a little bit over there. We're just trying to give it another quick little spritzer out on the outside. Try to keep that dust down for you drivers today. Keep it safer out there.
I know. It needs like, you know, have you seen those little extensions that come out like goes around the outside of it?
Oh, yeah.
Man, I always keep zip ties and a toolkit with me in a car. I always and duct tape. There's one time I popped
He's going to go ahead and open up. We're going to let some Wing 500 carts out onto the speedway. First class out onto the track here at Exit 7. Beautiful Sunday morning here in Cologne, Illinois.
Beautiful, beautiful Sunday here at Cologne, Illinois. As I said, sun is shining, not a cloud in sight. Do some kart racing today and do some big stock kart races later on up at Line Speedway, the bull ring. But for now, we're going to turn to 500 wing karts loose here at Exit 7. Track looking really phenomenal. They tire stuff out a little bit of these hot lap sessions. Give these guys a little bit of a wider racing surface. Nice amount of bite out. You really see these guys laying on it, coming down to the corners, able to stay on it, rolling down the straightaways. Coming up next, we got the 250 wing karts coming on out onto the speedway. Three 250 signed in today here at Exit 7. We got Brandon Forsyth in the 13F, Derek Dedford in the 27, and the 13 of Carson Cruz. We got the 13F out there and the 13 of Cruz out there. Turn some hot lap sessions one more time around. Coming out on the speedway now. That's the ever popular unrestricted box stocks here at Exit 7. All right, coming up next, we're going to have our restricted box stock. Spencer Powell roll out on the speedway, get his hot lap session in there. Big congratulations to Father Rance Powell there, picking up his first feature win at Davenport on Friday night. Congratulations, buddy. Good job. All right, and we'll see Spencer Powell out here, get some hot laps underway here just momentarily. flag's gonna wave. He's gonna head down the front straight away. Great looking track so far here today at exit 7. Nice and smooth.
Are we counting down or up?
Smooth sailing down the back straight away for the 41 of Powell. He'll go into turn number 3. Dad told him to give a little bit of gas, get on it. Been getting more and more comfortable in that cart every week here at exit 7. This is third week out for him. Hopefully we'll get some competition here. Be great to see this class grow. That or he'll just get comfortable enough, Dad. We'll move him up to restricted and he'll have some competition in the unrestricted. I don't think he'll have any problem. He seems like he's going to be a great driver. That wraps up hot lap session for your restricted box stock. Up next, it's going to bring out the run what you brung. See Whitmire there in the 32P waiting to roll on out. There's that 57, Matt Graham. Sadly enough, just the two of them here. No Fisher signed in today. No AJ Fisher signed in here today. I thought he was supposed to have a couple carts here. Green flag waves for the run what you brung. Apparently there is a, pretty sure Fisher is here in the pits, I'm being told though, so it's not coming out here for hot lap session. Tell you what, the 57 sounds like he's running a little different power plant in that 57 today, a little more of a higher pitch. You don't have that deep gargle like he had. Yeah, it's different. Seems like it's hanging on nonetheless with Whitmire there. Just hot lap sessions, not trying to push anything too hard momentarily. We'll leave that up to the heat race and feature time. All right, coming up next, that's going to bring out, I believe, your Junior 1 class. All right, there a few more clones rolling out onto the track. We'll get you a driver's list here just momentarily. All right, we got Tom Steiner in the 21 signed in today. Alex Breams in the 36 signed in. Good to see him back here at exit 7. Parker Zoller out there in the 88E. We got the 227 of Mitchell Stats. We got the 71 of Phil Ernest here. We got the 801 of Jonathan Coleman. We got the 34 back in the saddle. That's Clint Bartosh. The 211 of Mike Huntington. And the 89V of Chris Van Winkle back here for the third week at exit 7. Great group of looking carts out there right now. Checker flag waves this time by as they all drive down the front straight away. We'll wrap up this hot lap session. We'll get them back there, do probably a quick little douse of water on the track. Keep that dust matted down for these guys. Keep it safe out there. Let these guys get their carts ready for their first heat race. is that time of the afternoon. Our promoter's going to give his quick little word of prayer here to all you drivers and all you fans, and then we'll go right into our national anthem. A little special guest here on the national anthem today. Had a couple lovely little ladies wanting to sing it for us, so I'll hand it on over to Jake now, and he'll go ahead and just give us our quick prayer.
Please rise, remove your hat if able. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you in prayer today, Lord. We just thank you for this beautiful day that we have here at Exit 7, Lord. We thank you for all the racers, the friends, the family, the staff that we have here, Lord. We couldn't do without them, and we definitely couldn't do without you. Lord, we just ask that you watch over us today, keep us safe, and let everybody get home safely after the races. We ask these things in your name. Amen. All right, so we're going to do the national anthem now. We got these two young ladies, as Steven said. But first, I want to wish a very special happy birthday to Mr. Carson Cruz down there in that 13 cart. His birthday is on Tuesday, I think they said. Tuesday. So he's going to do our flag presentation for us during the national anthem. So happy birthday, Carson, from us here at Exit 7.
All right, good job, girls. Go ahead, and if you want for your contribution, go around to the concession stand. Tell Ginger and the concessions. Wrangle said you can each have a soda and a candy bar on me. Just tell her I sent you. Thank you again. All right, we're going to go ahead with that out of the way. We're going to get some water out onto this track, get that dust matted down, and then we'll roll on into heat number 1. So again, be paying attention, drivers. I'll make an announcement for the 500s to roll on up to the chute here. When it is that time, I'll give you a 2-minute warning. Thank you very much. right, 500s to the chute, please. 500s to the chute. It is heat race number 1 showtime for you. Then up next, let's get the 250s down there ready to rock and roll. 500 250s. Then the unrestricted box stocks, you will be in the hole. 250, you're on deck. 500, you'll be up now. Wing 500s, go ahead and make your way on down to the chute. It is heat race go time, guys. Go ahead, you're all right. You're all right. I'm so used to it, I never know. I got Jake that's always creeping up behind me. Imagine having that.
No nuts above, no. That's right. That's right. No double check on me, thank you. No discount double check on me, thank you.
That's my dad. It's close enough.
All right, there's one rolling on. There's Ron in the 333. Oh no, is this a for sale on the side of that 333? There you go, Kissel. Wing 500 to the chute. Final call. Wing 500, heat 1 to the chute. Let's get them rolling, gentlemen. These fans want to see a show.
There should be 4 total in this heat race. Yep. All right, heat race number 1 for the Wing 500. Supposed to shake down like this. On the pole, that's going to be the 35 of Caleb Cruz. Outside of the 35, that's the 333, Ron Peters. Row number 2 on the inside, that's the 420 of Daniel Arps. Outside of Daniel's, the 187 of David Cruz. Cruz family been here all season long at Exit 7. Big supporting family here of the kart racing here. Big thank you to them. Should have one more rolling out here to join the field. All right. I'm not seeing the 420 of Daniel Arbs. Oh, yeah, he's working on it over there. Tough luck. Hopefully he can get her out here for heat race number 2. As we avert our eyes back on the speedway, we'll go ahead and hit heat race number 1. First heat on the day. Go this time by Caleb Cruz, early race leader. Ron in the 333, second place. David Cruz in the 187. He's going to try to take it out. Keep it going there. That was nice. He didn't lose it around there. That's not always easy in karts. It's very hard to run a high line at times. Great racing battle going on. Ron Peters in the 333, holding on. David Cruz in the 187 for that number 2 spot. Ooh, there's David Cruz. Got a really good run down on the inside of that straightaway. Big white capitalized. Go down the front straightaway. He rethink his strategy next time by. Back up front, all Caleb Cruz in the 35 ride. Great two-lane racing here at exit 7 on an early Sunday afternoon. Guys able to take it up high and make it stick. Able to take it down low and give it all they got as well. Caleb cruising out white and red, 35, firm grip on the heat race lead. Still great racing action behind racing for that number 2 spot. Big shout out to everybody tuned in on Dirt Kart Racing there. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, tough luck there for the 187. He was hot on Ron Peters' 333 there, coattails. Then just came up a little bit short there, got on the brakes and wasn't able to keep her going forward. That time into 3. The field there, luckily. He'll get right back up in there in the battle he started out in when he got into that mess. Right back on the tail of the 333 of Ron Peters there. Caleb Cruz, your race leader in that white and red 35. Had a nice lead over the rest of the field, over these other 2 guys here. We'll see how it plays out now that they're all bunched back up. They're into 3, and they're on the loud pedal coming out of 4. Here we go. Race leader going down low. Goes in. There's that move. Up into the 2nd spot. David Cruz going to take over, new 2nd place. We'll see if he can hunt down. No, he can't. Not enough time. Red flag wave to the 35 Caleb Cruz. Ron Peters in that 333 coming home in 3rd. Making a power move with 1 to go in the 187. That was David Cruz. He'll take home that number 2 spot. Then picking up the win, as I said momentarily, in that white and red 35. That's Caleb Cruz. Coming up next, we got our 250 wing rolling out onto the track. Three of them signed in total to here. See 2 of them out on the track for the heat race here. We got the 13F starting on the pole of Brantley Forsyth. Starting on the outside of him, supposedly it was the 27 of Derek Denford. And starting on 3rd would be Carson Cruz, but I'm not seeing Denford out there, so that'll put the 13F on the outside, and that'll put Cruz down on the inside. Hopefully we'll catch that 27 ride out here for heat race number 2. This time by 1 to go. Next time by we'll be on the flag. We're just giving a couple lap here for the make sure that we weren't going to get that extra cart rolling out there last minute. Seems like everything's in order. We'll go green flag, as I said, coming out of 4. Cruz will set the pace. Great start there for Cruz in the 13. Brantley in the 13F is going to follow behind him there. Oh, 13 takes it up high. He holds it together. He'll hold on to that lead. Great high line run. 13F for Brantley not going anywhere. He's staying right within striking distance here. Race leader of Cruz. Brantley Forsyth there. Out there in that 13F. Going down low, Cruz kind of dedicated to that middle high line down there in 3 and 4. score complete. 8 laps is the distance. Carson with a 2.029 lead over second place. Brother down there letting him know he's got some room to work with. Ooh, hitting that chip there. Not right there with a 13 of Cruz. Off the pace, tough luck. He'll pull down the infield. That's going to move that number 13 up. Up into that top dog spot as tragedy struck for the race leader. Out of 4 this time by holding on. He's going to take the lead and take home the checker flag. That's the 13F of Brantley Forsyth. As I said, hopefully nothing too wrong with that 13 of Carson Cruz. He's a big heavy hitter at exit 7. So we get ready to bring out the popular unrestricted box stocks here. We'll get you the shakedown one sec. All right, unrestricted box stock supposed to start like this on the pole. That's the C7 Miss Pigpen Charlotte Weimer. Outside of her, that is the number 5 of Ashley Slaughter. Row number 2 on the inside, that's the 52 of Logan Simon. Outside of Logan, that's the 22P of Wyatt Monroe. Row number 3 on the inside, that's the number 9 of Hudson Seckler. Outside of Hudson, that's the number 10 of Mason Ruse. And then starting in the back of the pack, last but certainly not least, that's the 44M of Miss Sophia Morrow. That's how Heat 1 will shake down here at exit 7 for these unrestricted box stocks as they head down into turn number 1. Believe will be green flag coming out of 4. The bumper carts out there going down the back straightaway. Everybody hungry, nudging, ready to rock and roll and give you folks a show. Coming out of 4, we're on the loud pedal, exit 7. Unrestricted box stocks. Miss Pigpen, Charlotte Weimer taking them down into 1 and 2. Gonna lead them down the back straightaway. Oh, she's not alone, though. She's got the 52 of Logan Simon hot on her coattails. Great racing going on for the lead. Back behind him in that number 3 spot. That's the number 22P of Wyatt Monroe. Caution out. Looks like it might be waving there for the number 5 of Ashley Slaughter. All right, we're going to try to get these kids restacked and re-racked and ready to rock and roll. Single file. Oh, bumper carts. There we go. As I said, these kids are all hopped up. Who gave these kids Mountain Dew? Back on the gas, Miss Pigpen, Charlotte Weimer. Now she's being tested for the race lead. Here comes that 52 of Simon trying to take it over. No. One second, we're having a track worker try to help that cart down in the infield there. There we go. Last completed lap, C7 did have it, so we're trying to get her back in her spot there. Last completed lap. Green flag back underway. Here's great race in action. Heat race number 1. Simon Weimer, your top 2 dogs. Monroe back there in that 3rd. Seckler back there in 4th. Morrow 5th. Rounding out the top 5. In that 6th spot, that's the number 5 of Landry Slaughter. Single file, all down the back straightaway. Weimer opens it up a little bit there. Puts a little bit of a gap there between her and Simon. See what it is this time by. .811 lead for Charlotte over Logan. That time by. 3 laps scored complete. Halfway this time by. Halfway to go. That black and pink ride. Charlotte Weimer holding on. Stranglehold to that lead. Simon behind her. Monroe still 3rd. Seckler getting challenged for that number 4 spot by Morrow. Morrow tucks back behind him. Waits for her opening. See if she can capitalize down the back straightaway. Here we go. We'll see what happens. Down into 3. She goes down on the inside of him. Can she quite make it stick? Gets up next to him. Can't quite keep it there. Follows back down the front straightaway. Back up front though. All C7 still. Last time by, she had a 1.4 lead over it. This time by, she has a 1.9 lead, gain in time over that 2nd place. White flag. Uh-oh. Oh, no. One more corner is all she had. Something wrong for Charlotte Weimer. She pulls down to the infield. That's going to give the win to Simon in the 52. Tough luck for Charlotte. Oh no, as I'm watching the race pass and the name drops all the way to 6. That's such a heartbreaker for her. She's so dedicated. Coming home, sadly, in the number 6 spot, that's going to be the C7 of Charlotte Weimer. And that number 5 spot, that's the number 5 of Ashley Slaughter. Coming home in that number 4 spot, that's Miss Sophia Morrow. Hudson Seckler picking up that number 3 spot. Monroe hanging out there in 3rd all race long. Comes home 2nd now. And then that'll move up to 52, picking up the win of Logan Simon. Hopefully there you see Joe Swan there helping Charlotte push that C7 off. Great crew here. Great help. Hopefully nothing too wrong. We'll see her back out here for heat race number 2. We'll get Spencer Powell out here, though, for his heat race number 1. Tell Wrangle what? Yeah, anybody over on the hillside or anybody in the pits, if you have any 1s or 5s that you would like to part ways with, Jake needs chains, or 10s, I'm sorry. 5s or 10s that you can part ways with. The concession desperately needs change, so we would love to work with you and do a little swappage here. So if you have any 5s or 10s, come on up and see Ginger up in the concession stand, please. Thank you so much. All right, coming out of turn 4, we'll get green flag going here for Mr. Powell out there in that beautiful number 41 ride. What? All right. All right, taking some time off. He was at 21 last time. That time by, he was at 19.701 for Spencer Powell. I think next week is possibly the week we're going to add some cash to this class, try to pull some carts in, get him some competition, man. I think Jake said we're going to go ahead and put a bounty on the Powell and the 41 and try to draw some carts. But he's doing all fine out there by himself for now. Great seat time. Learning lots there. Down into one. Nice smooth line. He's going to cruise on down the back straightaway under the Jensen Racing Photos banner. Five laps in the books for Spencer. 6 going to be down as he rolls on by Josh Lane, our flagman, this time by 6 laps, score complete. 8 laps is the distance. 2 to go as he went by. You'll see the white flag wave. One more for that number 41 out there. Nice clean entry into 3. Smooth sailing out of 4. There's the white flag. One more time around. All right, there it is. Checker flag waves for Spencer Powell in the 41. Give it on up for him. Like I said, we're going to try to get him some competition here, make it a little more fun for him here. Oh, checker flag waves, then he goes around for the ride. Victory Donuts. All right, you hear him now. That's the run what you brung down there in the chute. Gate's going to get ready to open up, and we're going to let these fellas have some fun. Seems like we only got the pair out there, the original OG pair of Exit 7 for the run what you brung. That's the 32P of Ryan Whitmire and the 57 of Matt Graham. This time by, we should see the green flag wave for these gentlemen. On the loud pedal, here we go. Sure to give you a great race, even though there's 2 of them. They race very hard. They're a good group of buddies there. Whitmire, Graham down the back straightaway. Whitmire claiming, hold on to that lead. Oh, a little bit of a bump there. Not much, but just enough to get that 57 going the wrong direction. Tell you what, sounds like that new motor, and Graham don't quite have the ponies his old one does, but it's nasty once it winds up. It's got some top end on it. We get them restacked, re-racked, ready to rock and roll. We'll be on the loud pedal next time coming out of foe. Good start there for the 57 this time. He pulls out in front of Whitmire. A little bit of rubbing on the start. No harm, no foul. See 57 of Graham there trying to get that cart to go a little bit quicker, giving it all she's got. Here comes Whitmire down on the inside. He's looking to take over that lead. Down the front straightaway into 1. Does he get it to hold on? Loving, touching, squeezing down the back straightaway this time by. They will have 2 laps scored complete. 2 laps in the books that time by. Ryan Whitmire with only a .309. How ironic, 309 lead over the 57 of Graham that last time by. Lap number 3 scored complete. Down into 1. Still Whitmire. Graham not going anywhere. Staying within striking distance in the corners. Definitely tell the power difference there. Whitmire having to feather it a lot more going down to the corners. 57 able to just kind of stay on the gas a little longer and make it work for him. That's what's allowing that 52 to hang right there with that number, or 57 to hang right there with that 32P. Sailing down underneath the stinky fees, stink bait, sign, down the front straightaway again under the flagman. That time by, 2 laps left to go. This time by, white flag should be waving for Whitmire in the 32P. Looking to hold on, down low. One more in this 1 and 2 as he tries to sail down the back straightaway. He's holding off Graham in that 57. I'll tell you what, he's got great corner entry over that 32P, but coming out, 32P's got the power. And you'll see the checkered flag wave. Give it up for the 32P of Whitmire. Ryan Whitmire in the 32P. Coming home second in the 57. That's Matt Graham. All right, that's going to bring out our junior one. Coming on out to the track now. That's going to be Bolin Zoller in the 19B. I said 90. I said 19B of Bowen Zoller. Outside of him is going to be the 52. The 52 of Logan Simon signed in here. Like to see the new carts here at Exit 7. Hopefully we keep showing. Just hitting the new cart high today, I believe. We were over 28 or almost to 30. So keep bringing it, keep spreading the word. We're going to keep trying to find money to give away to you guys. Great race down the back straightaway. Simon Zoller down into 3. Simon, power on out of turn number 4. He'll hold on to that lead. Nice 2-lane there. Can go side by side if need be. Oh, slid up a little into the crumbs there from that 52. He'll hold on to the lead over Zoller. That time by 2 laps scored complete. 8 laps is the distance. Logan with only a .529 lead over Bowen that last time. See what it'll be this time come by. He settles in a little bit more. I called it in hot laps. That was one quick looking ride there, that green and yellow cart. Smooth sailing for the Simon in the 52. He comes out of 4. Bowen Zoller now, same line. Nice clean line out of 4, right in that rubber. .52 is Simon now with a good lead, about a straightaway lead over Bowen Zoller in the 19B. Both carts very quick, both carts running very clean lines. Ooh, little loose there for the 19B and 2 there. He'll clean it up, no harm, no foul. White flag waves back up front for the 52. Logan Smith sees the checker flag wave. That time by here at Exit 7, Heat 1 for the junior class. .19B coming home, Bowen Zoller in that number 2 spot. Then the 52 of Logan Simon picking up that heat race number 1 win. Coming up now, that's going to be the Predator Division, Predator class rolling on out. Braden Slovak in that number 14, starting down on the inside of the C4, the Caveman, Caden Spiker. They cruise on down the back straightaway, coming out of 4. They'll be on the gas this time by under the flagman. There it is, green flag waves, heat race number 1, Predator class down into 1. Braden Slovak, your race leader. Oh, a little bit of looseness there for C4, Caden Spiker. He'll regroup, get back on the gas, going down the back straightaway. Right now, back up front, it's all 14 of Braden Slovak looking to pick up a heat win after having a week off here at Exit 7. Good to see that pain isn't no more in the shoulder. Oh, Slovak took it up a little bit high. He lost a little bit of bite. That'll let Caveman close that gap up a little bit more. K14 can't do that too much more, man. C4 is going to capitalize. Oh, no. Tough luck for the C4 as he goes around in turn 3. Drove her in just a tad bit too hard into the rubber. The tires couldn't hold on. Track workers will get on over there, get that fire back up for them. There we go. He was hung up on that hoopty there, that little white bump down in turn 3. Get it fired back up, rejoin the tail there, get behind Braden Slovak in that 14 ride. All right, green flag waves there for the Predator class. Back underway, exit 7 Sunday. That sun definitely dried up the track a little there. A little more slicker out. These guys are going to have to surge for that bite going into the corners. Caveman not going anywhere now. Slovak not able to quite shake. You hear them tires squealing. There's rubber down there. As the 14 of Slovak goes around for a ride that time. That'll move the C4 on up into the lead. Clone guys down there in the chute watching this race. Making decisions. Sometimes that's where the race is won before it even starts. Sitting there watching, learning where to run, what to do, hitting your marks. All right, there we go. Green flag back underway here. Ooh, a little bit of 11 there from the 14 to the back of the C4 there. Good group of guys. They race each other. No harm, no foul. Down the front straightaway this time by race leader C4, Caden Spiker. Tell you what, these guys not able to go anywhere on each other. Slovak after that. Oh, a little bit of a swerve there out of C4 down the front straightaway. Oh, there goes the move. Little bit of a shove there from the 14. Slid the C4 up just high enough. Now here we go. Oh, a little bit of a bump coming out of 4 there. They both keep it going. Slovak took it up a little bit high than 3 and 4. Now he took it a little high in 1 and 2 there. You got to get it back together. Stay calm, regroup. White flag waves one more time. All right, that time by checker flag waves for the Caveman C4. Caden Spiker coming home in that number 2 spot. Slovak, Braden Slovak in the 14. right, here's the class of the day so far, in my opinion. Plenty good car count on these guys. Starting on the pole, that's the number 21 of Tom Steiner. Outside of him, the 88P of Parker Zoller. Row number 2 down on the inside, that's the 71 of Phil Ernest. Outside of Phil, that's the 34 of Clint Bartosh. And starting at number 5th spot, the 89V of Chris Van Winkle. I think we're going to go one more time around really quick. These guys get settled in. All right, who's going to stay calm? Who's going to keep the tail behind them? Heat race number 1, Clone Division. Who's taking home the cash later on today? Who's dipping into Jake's pocket? Coming out of 4, green flag waves, we're underway. Tough luck there for the 21. You gonna get that cart turned around the right direction. Wait. No lap score complete.
As they come through turn 3, who's the last cart? Transition.
All right, North low lap score complete. Everybody get back into the original starting lineup. Single file after the initial start. Oh, no, I guess it was. No, yeah, no lap score complete. So, yeah, side by side makes sense. So, I apologize. After we get a lap in, they'll go to single file. All right, keep your eyes peeled on that front row. Both of them looking to pick up heat race number 1 in the clone class today. Josh waiting. There it is. Green flag waves. Good start that time. Let's see how it shakes down. Oh, everybody bumping, loving there, going down into 1. Can't win it in the first corner, guys. Hey, gotta play smooth. Let them thin out a little bit. See where the windows are. Everybody's just a little hungry. Some money on the line. Everybody will go home with something here today. That's how we roll here at exit 7. There is Toe. All right. Little bit of bumper car, tap, tap down the back straightaway. Now we're back on the gas, coming out of 4 this time. Ernest in the 71, that is your race leader. Bartosh second. Van Winkle third. Down the front straightaway, there we go. First lap, third lap's in the book, 3 laps in the books. 71 setting the pace out front though. Nice, smooth sailing, got the clean air. Great single file racing behind them here. Nobody giving anybody too much leeway. Nobody walking away anybody. Could be anybody's game here for that second position between Van Winkle and Bartosh. That time by lap 4 this time by. Lap 4 this time by. Halfway down. Apologies on that before. Thought we only had one down, so earlier. My race pass, a little mishap there. We get it all straightened out. Now this time by 5 laps scored complete. There we go. Clint Bartosh in the 34 closing in that gap on your race leader. That number 71 getting a little bit of visitations there from Clint. Phil Ernest in the 71. Trying to hold on to that lead. He's had it all race long. This time by white flag will wave for him one more time around. Oh, he's got Clint knocking on his bumper though. Down into one, plays it cool. Let's see what Clint can do. Oh, gets a little high. No harm, no foul. Might be setting it up for the corner 3 entry. He does, but it ain't gonna help. Taking home the victory in the 71. Heat race number 1 is Phil Ernest. Coming home in the number 2 spot, that's the 34, Clint Bartosh. In the number 3 spot, that's going to be Tom Steiner. And then in that number 4 spot, the 89 via Chris Van Winkle. And in the top 5, that's the 88P. All right, here comes heat race number 2. Heat race number 2 scheduled to start like this. On the pole, this 36, Alex Brims. Outside of Alex, the 227 of Mitchell Stats. Row number 2 on the inside, the 801 of Jonathan Coleman. And then outside of Jonathan is the 211 of Mike Huntington. On the gas. Down the front straightaway. Alex holding on to that lead in the 36 ride. Nice clean line coming out of 4. He'll hold on to lap number 1. That's the 36 of Alex Rims. Yep, today's bounty in that 36. Anybody that can cleanly beat him taking home a little bit of cash if they can pick the win up. It's not going to be easy. That kid knows how to wheel one heck of a cart. You can see he's out front right now. He's going to get a little bit of knock on his door, though, from that 801 of Jonathan Coleman. Here comes the field. Coleman in the 801. All right, here we go. Another lap in the books. Another lap score complete. 801 taking over that lead over Alex in the 36. It was white flag last time by. This time by picking up the heat race win. That's going to be the number 801 of Jonathan Coleman. Coming home in that number 2 spot, that's Alex Rims. Coming home in that number 3 spot. It says 35 on the side of the cart, but I'm getting a 211 of Mike Huntington. Ah, here we go. The ever popular I feel like this is just going to keep getting bigger and bigger, and I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to love every second of it. This is how you grow the sport. Starts off as juice box. Next thing you know, they're going open motor, late model racing. Oh, yeah, seriously, you're right. Yeah, I really don't know. My wife has triple D's. You ain't, you all right? Got a little real there for a second. My apologies. All right, let's give you the juice box lineup here today. Out onto the track. This is all just for fun. I don't really look for positions. That's why we got them lined up the way they do. So here's just an all-out drivers list of what I got given to me. That's going to be Tanner Padilla. We got Marshall Zoller out there. We got Clayton Gonzalez out there. Attic Swan and Lakeland Swan out there. Love seeing this class grow. Keep bringing them on out, folks. If you want to see your kids get into racing, this is a great, great way to get it started out. Teaches them the motor skills of steering the wheel, hitting the gas, stopping, and everything they need to know. So here we go. And the green flag's off. They're going to turn some laps. And this is too cute, so I'm just going to shut up.
When they come down the front stretch, go ahead. Yeah, get it. So what you'll do is you'll click it, get it.
do a little test and tune real quick who had some issues to the 250 that had some issues, and Jake said you could do a couple laps here to make sure everything's worked out. Go ahead and please make your way on down the chute, please. Go ahead and please make your way on down to the chute. Thank you.
All right, wing carts are down in the chute. We're going to go ahead and get heat races number 2s underway. All right. Heat race number 2 is supposed to shake down like this on the pole. That's the 187 of David Cruz. Outside of him, it's supposed to be the 420 of Daniel Arps. Row number 2 down on the inside, supposed to be the 333 of Ron Peters. Outside of him is going to be the 35 of Caleb Cruz. Caleb picking up heat race number 1 win. We'll see if he can get through the field, pick up heat race number 2. Underway here at Exit 7 on Sunday. David Cruz out to an early race lead. Here comes Caleb Cruz slicing through the field. He'll be up in that number 3 spot. Ron Peters, that's going to be down in the number 3 spot. That 420 there. Daniel Arps. Oh, race to the lead. That's Cruz on Cruz. Down the front straightaway. Caleb Cruz is going to pick up the lead over David. Oh, David Cruz goes a little loose coming out of 2. He'll keep it underway. That'll move him back into that number 3 spot. Ron Peters going to move up into the number 2 spot. For the Queen sweep today. Picking up heat 1, now picking up heat 2. That's going to be the 35 of Caleb Cruz. All right, as the gate gets ready to open up, we'll let your 250 wings out onto the speedway here momentarily. Work on getting that 420 ride off of the track there. Hopefully we'll catch him out here for the feature event later on. All right, Carson Cruz, your pace setter. Then you got the 13F of Brantley Forsyth out there. Then the 27 of Derek Depford making the call this time out. All right, this time out of 4, they're going to be on the gas. Forsyth, race down the front straightaway into 1. Cruz going to take an early race lead. spot of Brantley Forsyth. And Dan Shepard in that 27, holding on to that number 3 spot. They're all set in right now. They are single file. Last time by 1.7 lead over the field for Carson. This time by 2.5 over the field. He's just ripping that straightaways on a Poland. Making that stretch out straighter than straight G's down the front straightaway. 3.031 now over the field. He's gone, baby, gone. Cars stay cruising the 13. Number 2 spot's going to go to the 13F so far. Bedford back in at 27, holding on to number 3. He's closing in that gap a little on your second place there. We might see a second place battle with a final lap to go. Back up front, 13's got this thing all strangle held down. Whoa, he can't get too frisky. He's got it wrapped up. Coming out of 4. Cars and Grooves picking up the win. Forsyth second, Bedford third. That's going to be how it shakes down. Next up, we're going to have our unrestricted box stock heat race number 2 coming on out. All right, looks like we're just waiting for one to make the call here real quick. He's on his way. Looks like tough call for the C7 of Charlotte Weimer. Not going to be able to make it out for heat race number 2. Hopefully she can get out here for the feature. Starting on the pole, that's going to be the 44M, Sophia Morrow. Outside of her, that's going to be the number 10 of Mason Ruse. Hudson Seckler in that number 3 spot. Number 4 spot, 22, Wyatt Monroe. 52 of Logan Simon. Then outside of him is going to be the Ashley Slaughter in the number 5. And then, like I said, C7 not making the call toughly. We're on the loud pedal, unrestricted box stocks down into 1. They're all bunched up. Morrow's got the race lead going down the back straightaway. Seckler hot on her coattails, not letting anything slip up. Gotta stay within striking distance. Lap number 1 gonna go to Sophia Morrow in the 44M. Simon in that number 3 spot. Monroe 4th. Look out, here comes that 52. He's going to be challenging Seckler for the number 2 spot. Down into 3. Out of 4 down the front straightaway. You're 1, 2, 3. You could throw a blanket over them. They're insanely close. There goes a move on the 52. Trying to make that number 2 spot stick over Seckler in the number 9. Can't quite capitalize there. A little bit of a bobble out of Seckler down the front straightaway. No harm, no foul. He'll stay out in front of Simon. Meanwhile, back up in front of them, Sophia Morrow. She's staying out in front of the boys, looking to make them cry. Still really close race. Monroe back there in that number 4 spot in the 22. He's starting to close the gap in on those top runners. Seckler with a little bit of a bobble there. He slides back in the number 3 spot. That's going to give Simon in the 52 that number 2 spot. Now he's challenging Morrow for the lead. She keeps it clean out front. Great racing action down the back straightaway. Simon down on the inside. No harm, no foul. Nice clean racing. Slides Morrow back up into the number 2 spot. White flag wave last time by. New race leader Logan Simon in the 52. One more time out of 4. He'll see the checker flag wave today. Picking up the win in the 52. That's Logan Simon. Coming home in the number 2 spot, 44M, Sophia Morrow. In the number 3 spot, the number 9, Hudson Seckler. Coming home in the number 4 spot, the 22B, Wyatt Monroe. Rounding out your top 5, that's the number 10, Mason Ruse. All right, coming up next, we're going to let Spencer Powell out there in the 41 turn his heat race number 2 laps. Next time by will be green flag. Starting on the pole, the 41 is Spencer Powell. Starting outside of Spencer Powell, that's going to be the 41 of Spencer Powell. Watching for Josh. There's the green flag waves. He's going to be on the loud pedal going down the front straightaway. Going to try to get that right rear to stick right up in the rubbered up track there. Make it work for him. Smooth sailing down the back straightaway. Into 3 out of 4. Lap number 1's going to go to no surprise, surprise. Spencer Powell in the 41. Very good at hitting his marks. Same spot every time. He knows what he's doing. He's getting that confidence built up. Ooh, little high there up into the crumbs. He's seen the big wing carts do it. He was trying his hand in there. Keeps the tail under him, coming out of 2, down under the back straightaway. Banners, Quad Doctor, DKN, Jensen Racing. Maze Homes EXP, Stinky T, Stink Bait. Down into 1 for another lap scored complete for Spencer Powell in that clean looking 41 ride. 3 laps down, 4 laps is the distance. Halfway to go this time by for him. Halfway to go. Ooh, he opened it up a little more down that front straightaway. More and more comfortable. Down into turn number 1. This time by 2 laps left to go. This time by will be 2 laps to go. There we go. Sticking it back down up onto that high side. He likes that high side in 3 and 4. Nailing it down. All right, that's going to be the run what you run there. Sorry, we were just doing a little bit of a talk there, seeing when we're going to add another little spritz of water there, try to keep this dust mag down. All right, gate's going to go ahead and open on up. We're going to let the run what you brun's roll on out. That's the 32P of Ryan Whitmire. Then sitting down in the cart now, getting it fired up, and that's going to be the 57 of Matt Graham. And it looks like we'll have one more rolling on down. He's working his way down. Oh, yeah, there's the ride of AJ Fisher. There he goes. He's going to come down the exit road there. Nice. If he starts this, that's going to be fresh. All right, he's just going to need a little bit of push there. Putting a lot of screws into whatever he's got going on there for that power plant. He's got the push start down, folks. Should be the number 7 of AJ Fisher there, and they're rounding out the tail. Oh, he's getting quicker as the weeks goes on, man. He was really up in the bumper of that 57 there. No harm, no foul. They keep going the right direction. Good group of fellas racing here in this class. Again, if following the rules was never your thing, well, this would be the class for you, the run what you brung. Ooh, got to move to the second position there. Fisher going to move up into that number 2 spot over Graham. Oh, he got a little high. He went there. He's taking a little bit of a road course there. Yeah. Fisher keeps it going. Down into 1 and 2. He'll rejoin the race here. Right now, out front, 32P of Whitmire, your race leader. Behind him, Graham holding down that number 2 spot. I believe 57 of Graham switched it up to a 2-cycle motor. That's what he's got over there. You're noticing that sound difference. He switched it up to a 2-stroke, I believe. He's trying to figure out the gear game. Ran it before. It's been a while, so white flag waves for Whitmire. That time by one more time here in heat race number 2. Checker flag waves. That's going to do it for heat race number 2 in the Run What You Brung division. That's going to be AJ Fisher in the number 7 ride coming home third. 57 of Graham in that number 2 spot. Picking up the win for heat race number 2. That's the 32P of Ryan Whitmire. All right, up next we will have the junior ones, but real quick we're just gonna come out and just do a real light splash real quick, just the methadone. We're not watering the track. Just gonna try to keep that dust down for these drivers. Keep it safe out there.
on the track, as I said, keeping that dust matted down. Then we're going to run our next couple groups of heats, and then after we run our next group of heats, juice boxes, you will run your features after the second heats. You will run your feature after the last set of heat rolls out. And that will be after the clones. So after the clone heat race number 2, the last heat race for the clones, juice boxes, go ahead and work your way on down to the chute, and we'll run your feature, guys. Everybody gets a prize in the juice boxes today. Yep, and we had a nice gentleman come up and do a little donation, though. We didn't have any way to split the money up, so we took that and went and bought a little something for each kid out of the concession stand, so each kid will get a little treat.
All right, here we go. This is the Junior 1 heat race number 2. All right, green flag waves for Logan Simon and Bowen Zoller. They head down the back straightaway into 3 out of 4. Lap number 1 gonna go to Logan Simon. Zoller hot on his coattails. Went a little up high. Track's got a little bit of a bite after that water. He was able to keep the tail under him. He'll cruise on into 3 and 4. Only about 2 karts between the two. No mistakes being made so far out of the 52. He's looking real clean, nice, smooth sailing, hitting his marks down the bottom. And 3 and 4 down the front straightaway. That time by 3 laps score complete. 3 laps out of an 8-lap race. Now down the back straightaway, lead opens up a little bit more. That time by 1.077. 1.077 lead for Logan Simon over Bowen Zoller in the 19B. Both cars looking real fast and clean here today. Another lap score complete for Logan in the 52. That is lap number 6. 2 more to go. That time by. Next time by. White flag will wave. 1 more to go. Having a great first week here at exit 7 there for the 52 ride. Hopefully we'll want to keep him coming back as he'll take heat race number 2. As long as he can keep that nose clean, we'll see him back out here for the feature, and he'll try to capitalize on the day. But for now, he'll take heat race number 2. Coming across the checkered flag. That's the 52 of Logan Simon. Coming home in the number 2 spot, right behind him, the 19B of Bowen Zoller. Been here all season long at exit 7. Big thank you to him and his family. All right, coming up next now, we got Predator Heat number 2 rolling out. That's going to be the C4, the Caveman, on the inside. Outside of him, we have Braden Slovak. These guys putting on a great race last time they were out here for you, bumping, rubbing, switching leaders. All right, on the gas out of 4, Caveman takes an early lead down the front stretch. He'll cruise on into 1. Slovak hot on his coattails coming out of 2. Caden opens it up there by about a kart and a half. Lap number 1 going to go to Caden Spiker in the C4 ride. He's going to lead the field down into 1 and 2. Stretching that lead out a little bit down the straightaways. Then Slovak sucks him right back into the corners. Caveman with just enough of an edge, though, to stay plenty hardy out front and looking to capitalize on the heat race. C4 looking a lot smoother this time out. Heat race. I'm wondering if he let Dad set up his air pressures in Heat 1. All right, last time by 4 laps scored halfway. This time by 5 laps scored complete. 3 laps left to go for that C4. Smooth sailing for him down into 1 and 2. As long as he has no major hiccups, he's got this thing all sewed up. 2 to go, this time by for Caden Spiker. Braden Slovak back there, got his hands filled a little bit there. It seemed like he went out a little bit low there, had to readjust. White flag waves one more time around here. Heat race number 2, Predator Vision. Yeah, that's right, you hear the clones fired up. Heat race number 2 for the clones, rolling on out. Well, Heat 3 of the clones rolling on out. Checker flag wave for the C4 that time by. Picking up the win, that's the Caveman, Caden Spiker. Whoa! At least he did it after the checker flag waves. Then the number 2 spot, the 14 of Braden Slovak. He'll get her turned around the right direction, pole on off the speedway. We'll see these gentlemen back out here for their feature. All right, heat race number 3 of the clones going to roll out onto the speedway. Starting on the pole. That's going to be the 89 Via, Chris Van Winkle. Outside of Chris, that's going to be the 34, Clinton Bartosh. Row number 2 on the inside, that's the 71 of Phil Ernest. Outside of Phil, that's the 88 P of Parker Zoller. And then starting under that 5th position, last but certainly not loose, that's the 21 of Tom Steiner. Next time by, green flag will be waving. 8 laps will be the distance. Money on the line here today. Alex Bream's challenge. Got the bounty on the 36 today here in Clone. Ooh, 71 out to an early lead over Van Winkle. Ernest, your first race leader on heat race number 3, lap number 1, 71. Phil Ernest. He's going to lead the field down the back straightaway. Van Winkle second, Bartosh third. .71 leading it last time by .647. See if he opens up the lead a little this time by .767 that time. A little bit more. Oh, tragedy strikes down on the front straightaway for the 21 ride. See if he can get her fired back up, turn the right direction. That's the 21 of Tom Steiner. Get these boys all stacked and racked and ready to rock and roll. Back to green flag. 3 laps scored complete. 3 laps scored in the books. Flagman watching the field, eyeing them down, make sure nobody's anything crazy. A little bit of a bumper carts out there for our drivers. Nothing new there. They head down the back straightaway into 3 and out of 4. They're on the gas. Ernest out to another good start. Van Winkle still holding on to that number 2 spot. Here comes Steiner in the 21. He's going to get up in front of that 88P of Parker Zoller that time around. Ernest first, Van Winkle second. Oh, Bartosz getting up into the wall a little bit there. He loops it around. He'll keep it going as long as nothing's too wrong with the ride. Caution comes out for him. We'll let him rejoin the tail of the field there. Four laps in the books. 4 laps scored complete. 4 laps scored complete. Lineup is looking solid. Next time by, back under green flag. We'll try to wrap up this heat race. Get heat race number 4 out here for the clones. Oh. All right, another lap score complete for the 71 of Phil Ernest. He's your race leader by .813 over Clinton Bartosz. Clinton Bartosz getting just a heck of a run on that last restart. Nobody really going once they got around to that outside cone there. He kind of went to the outside line, hit the gas, now working his way back up into that number 2 spot. White flag waves, one more time to go for Ernest in that 71 ride. Bartosz still second. Oh, he gets up high and he's into the wall. Oh, no, nowhere to go. All right, red. That's going to bring out the caution, yellow flag / red flag. Bartosz is hot and heavy coming out of the corner there. Lost the right side, got sucked up into the wall. Rest of the drivers. Every driver went ahead and took the white flag. We're going to go ahead and score that one complete. Tough luck there. Hopefully that number 21 not too tore up. He took a little bit of a lick in there. Could kind of see him grab his helmet there at first. Hopefully he's not too hurt or anything like that. We'll catch him back out here for the feature. All right, there he goes. That number 34, Bartosz, rolling off. He's going to go ahead and just push that ride out there into the infield. Tough luck for him today here. He was a rocket ship, had a really good restart, worked his way back up into that 2 spot. So far, heard everybody was communicating okay with the track officials. I've learned a long time ago, you don't ever say everybody's okay because you never know what happens after they pull off of the track. So everybody is communicating all right at the moment with track official and everything after a hit like that. We definitely like to make sure everybody is okay as possible. So that's going to bring out heat race number 4 for the clones. Heat race supposed to schedule to start down like this on the pole. That's supposed to be the number. It says 211 on my race pass, but it says 35 on the cart. All right, yep, this, we're supposed to go with what they sign in with. That's the 211 of Mike Huntington. Out sign on the outside of him is going to be the 801 of Jonathan Coleman. And then the 227, Mitch Stratt. And then Alex Grims in the 36 will be in that outside row too. Let's see how it shakes down. Track. Trying to do all we can to keep that dust and keep the drag from drying out. That sun is just super crucial today. These guys doing a fine job of wheeling it around here. Heat race number 4, Clone Division. That 35 of Mike Huntington. At least that's what I'm going with. I'll get with them after this. Make sure that's right there. We apologize. My race pass. Here comes that 801 picking up heat race number 1. Now he's trying to work on the heat race number 4. That's Jonathan Coleman in the 801. Got himself a rocket ship on his hands here. He's got to keep it nice and smooth. Can't get too spunky. 36 of Alex Brims. He's working his way up into that number 3 spot. He ain't going anywhere. A lot of laps turned in that kart by that young man right there. Another lap scored complete here in your Clone Division. This time by 6 laps will be down. 6 down, 2 to go. That 35 kart holding off the 801 there. White flag waves for him. Can he hang on one more time around exit 7 here? Mike Huntington trying to hold off that 801 of Jonathan Coleman. Jonathan Coleman trying to see if he's got an answer. One more time into 3. Tell you what, that somebody shot Alex in a 36 out of a cannon that last lap. He took about a 1.5-second gap and made it into zilch in a half a lap there, but time just running out too quickly for him. He'll come home 3rd in that heat race number 4. Thank you to all these drivers for coming on out to exit 7 today. We greatly appreciate you. Always remember, just if you didn't have a greatest day here at exit 7, you always go home with some cash if you're a driver. We do tow here. Make sure you stop at the pit window where you paid to get in to get your tow money. Remember, we do it a little differently here. Everybody earns some cash when they go home driver-wise. Coming up here, though, we got our feature event for the Juice Box Kids. As I said before, had a nice donation here, so every kid after their race going to pull them down to the front straightaway, and they'll get their picture taken afterwards, and they'll get a little bit of a treat from us here at Exit 7. Thumbs up by all the kids. They are yelling. They're all ready to go. Josh is going to get ready. Oh, it's almost like a game of Simon Says. There it is. Green flag waves and they're off. And I'm going to be quiet and let these kids have some fun.
for the juice box today. We got Tanner Padilla out there. We got Marshall Zoller out there. We got Clayton Gonzalez out there in the juice box. And we got Attic Swan and Lakeland Swan out there. Big thank you to all these kids out here as they come down the front straightaway. Be sure to give them applause. Big thank you to the parents for purchasing these rides and growing this class. It's a great way to get these kids involved. As I said, this is how you keep the future of the sport alive, everybody, right here. So you got a kid looking to get into it but not really sure, here you go. This is what you see. Great way, as I said before, to teach them the fundamentals. Quick in the pits, Caden Spiker, please put your transponder. Okay. Never mind. Flag gonna wave for the features, and we'll get these kids back down here for their hard-earned prize. Oh! We got one of the tire down in fourth. Kept it going. That's a trooper right there. All right, Logistic Outdoors sponsoring. That's what we got the candy with. All right, checker flag waves for the juice box features. These kids, I love it. They don't want to stop. It's awesome. Always remember, if you got time afterwards, I believe, get with Joe or get with Jake. They'll let you turn some laps if you want to get your kids more and more comfortable with it. I know a couple weeks ago, Joe let his kids come out here after it was all said and done and practice a little bit. So just get with Joe or Jake if you want to after the races today and let them turn some laps. Feel free. Yeah, there we go. Ball balls out on the front stretch. Everyone to the front stretch. We're going to get a great picture real quick, and we'll get you your prize for the day. Love it there. That's awesome. right, attention in the pits, 500s. If you want to go ahead, this will be, we'll say, your 5-minute warning. We're getting down to the chute. 5 minutes at longest. We'd like to go ahead and roll on into the features. Wing 500s. Come on down to the chute. 250s, you'll be behind them. We're going to try to roll on through these features. All right, again, we'll say now, minute and a half, 2-minute warning. If you're not down there and you're 500, go ahead and work your way down there. I thought I saw two of them already. They were looking for 2 more of you. Seeing the 420 down there. Pretty sure I'm seeing the 35 of Caleb Cruz already sitting down there. Or is that Peters down there? Can't quite tell. Yeah, it might be Ron Peters down there. I think that's right. Waiting for the Cruz crew here to roll on down. Feature time, 500 wings. Let's go, final call.
All right, there we go. We got the Cruise crew rolling on down there. There's the 333. Dale, Ron Peters. The 187 of Cruise. There's the 420 of Daniel Arps. Caleb Cruz to start on the pole. Ron Peters outside of him. Row number 2 on the inside. 187 of David Cruz. Then on the outside of David, that's the 420 of Daniel Arps. That's how it's going to shake down. Parade lap this time by. Be sure to wave to your favorite driver as they roll down the front straight. They're waving back to you. Next time by, they'll have their hands full as they'll be on the gas. Feature showtime, 500 wing. Cruz on the gas. Peters right behind them. David Cruz in that 3rd spot. Single file early down the straightaway. Here's tough luck for Ron. And that triple three, it looks like he's come to a stop down the back straightaway just before corner 3. No lap scored complete as that came out before they crossed for lap number 1. They'll go back to original lineup. Tough luck there, as I said, for the triple three of Ron Peters. Been here all season long at exit 7. Never like to see tough luck strike on him. Hopefully we'll see him back out here next week at exit 7. We should be good to go. Back to green flag next time by. All right, tough luck, as I said, for the triple three. He's going to go ahead and retire in the feature early. That's going to turn our eyes back to the Cruise up on the front pole. Next time by, we'll be back on the gas. Straightaway, Caleb Cruz in the 35, racing it into David Cruz in the 187. Gets at the stick and uses that momentum. Oh, a little bit too high in the 1 and 2 though. Comes out, we'll restack him, re-rack him really quick. That's going to move the 420 of ARP up into that number 2 position. Cruising the 187, kind of slowing up. He'll let the field get up in front of him and rejoin them as they roll by. Good job by these drivers, knowing where they're supposed to be, not making the flagman work too hard for it. Green flag waves one more time. The 35 looking to capitalize on the day. Oh, a little bit of a slip up from the 420 there coming out of turn 2. David Cruz. Oh, then right back at it. David Cruz goes around in turn 3. Went in a little bit high. Gotta be real easy, not getting too far up into those trunks. There's a real fine line between where the tires laid down and where the loose stuff starts. Caleb Cruz in the 35, doing a fine job of showing where he should be. 420 still out there in that number 2 spot. That's a little bit of a slip up from David Cruz 2 laps ago. Oh, no. Oh, Cruz all the way up into the upper fence. That's going to bring out a caution for sure. Hopefully everybody's okay. All right, that's crazy, crazy action there. All right, bear with us here as we try to make sure everybody's all right. I think everybody should be okay. Luckily, these cars, well-built cages around these drivers with as fast as they're going on these carts.
like that 187 is out of the cart. He's walking around talking with officials. I think he should be, like I said, I don't like to say it. I think for the time being he is okay. I'm hearing. Big round of applause there for the 187 of David Cruz. Going for a loud ride there, going through the fence. Hopefully the cart's okay. Hopefully, even more importantly, he is okay. Like I said, the Cruz family, a big part of what goes on here at Exit 7. They've sponsored races here already this season and everything, so. Alright, for now we're back underway. This side, I'm going to the race leader. Spot. Tough luck for David Cruz. I'm working on getting the start off and I hope not getting it. He'll come home third in the rounding out complete this time by his last Cruz. This time by Caleb Cruz. He's going to pick up the win. Clean sweep it. Heat 1, Heat 2, and now the feature here on Sunday at Exit 7. Coming home in that number 4 spot, Ron Peters in the 333. In the number 3 spot, tough luck on him. Hopefully he's okay. The 187 of David Cruz. Coming home in the number 2 spot, that's Daniel Arps. And then coming home in the top dog spot after coming back last week. He had a couple week hiatus, and he's been strong ever since the comeback. That's the 35 of Caleb Cruz. All right. Coming up next, that's going to bring out the 250 wing kart feature. That's starting on the pole, the 13F of Brentley Forsyth. Then on the outside of them, the 13 of Carson Cruz. Then rounding out the field in the number 27 ride, that's Derek Dedford in the 27 machine. Getting out here, we'll get them push started.
finally getting down to the green flag when they come out of 4 this time by 13F, your pace setter. Side by side down the front straightaway. Cruz going to try to power handle, come down low. Nice clean racing there between him and the 13F. Cruz out to another lead. They're going to capitalize on the day. Pick up another feature win here. Cruz, another lap scored in the books for him. 2 down, last time by 15 laps is the distance. Carson Cruz in the 13-year leader. 13 up, Brennan Swift in second. Derek Deford third. Tell you what, race there going on between the 13 and the 27 there. From the 13 ride here today, Carson Cruz, as he has a 3.626 lead over the rest of the field. That's what I heard. It got real quiet down there in that far side. That'll bring out the caution here. Looks like Tough Luck's going to strike there for the 13F. All right, well, we stopped it there. Let's see if we can't get it fired back up. All right, getting the nose of that 13F turned around. He'll be able to rejoin the tail there. Should be back on the gas this time. Another good start from Cruz. Got the early lead, never looking back so far. Another green line. Taking it right up on that high side of that rubber, as I said before. Fine line, down low, 1 and 2, 27. And Bedford gonna follow suit. Deffer went low, Cruz way high. Looks like 27 might have been doing a little bit of thinking on that last lap and what he can do differently. Definitely giving the 13 a run for his money. Not quite. Oh, right there, got up a little into the crumbs. No harm, no foul. He keeps it cruising down the straightaway. Into 3 and 4. He's got a solid second wrapped up for the time being. Back up front. It's all the number 13 of Carson Cruz. Getting a little advice from the family down there. Telling him we should probably move in a little bit. Down low, you got it in the books of 1 and 2. See if he chooses to go lower. He likes that high side of 3 4. A little bit lower there. There you go. Kept it in the rubber that time. Oh, tragedy strikes for Denver there in the 27 ride. That'll bring out the caution. I said, tough luck for Derek D. Ford there. And that 27 ride, he'll get her facing the right direction. Oh, somebody lost a tire. That is definitely crucial to the game there. Can't be. Looks like that's the 13F's wheel there. Derek D. Ford get that 27 machine fired back under its own power. He rolls down the front straightaway. As we'll get that 13F up on the hook. That's a sweet little fancy tow rig they got on the back of that side-by-side. That's sweet. Alright, there we go. We work to get that 13F ride towed off of the track there. We'll turn our eyes back to the Speedway. It'll give us a two-car feature field here now. Carson Cruz is your race leader. Derek D. Ford is on that outside of them. They're hopped up. Now there's only two of them there. Back on the gas out of turn number 4. Carson Cruz looking to take the hardware home today. Following Big Brother's footsteps, cruising on down the back straightaway into 3 out of 4. Good time by 12 laps, scored complete out of a 12-lap race. Good hard running line out of that 13, taking it down low, taking the advice of his crew. He'd been dedicated to the top for the first half of the race. White flag waves this time by one more lap of Carson Cruz and that black and red 13 machine. 27 of Derek D. Ford. He's now cruising down under the backstretch billboard. 15 out of 4, checkered flag waves. Give it up for the 13 of Carson Cruz. Coming home in that number 2 spot, as I said, the 27 of Derek D. Ford. And then after that, in that number 3 spot, is going to be the 13F of Brantley Forsyth. Coming up next, we're going to have our unrestricted box stocks getting all fired up and hopped up and ready to rock and roll down in the chute. Another big congratulations to Carson Cruz and the 13 picking up the win in the 250 wing kart division. Getting the family picture down there, dad and brother. Big bag of emotions there for the Cruz family today. Boys doing good, dad going for a wild ride. Luckily, everybody's all smiles down there watching Carson pick up another win. All right, your unrestricted box stock feature should shake down like this on the pole. That's 52 of Logan Simon. Dominating performance so far here today. Outside of him is going to be the 22P of Wyatt Monroe. Row number 2 on the inside, that's Hudson Seckler. Outside of Hudson in the 44M, that's Miss Sophia Morrow. Row number 3 on the inside, that's the 5 of Ashley Slaughter. Outside of Ashley in the number 10, that's Mason Ruse. And rounding out the tail, last but certainly not least, that is Miss Pigpen, Charlotte Weimer in the C7. These kids all stacked and racked and ready to rock and roll. Put on a great show for you folks here today at Exit 7. Unrestricted box stock features. This time by, they're going to be waving. Get your hands up. These kids will love to see you waving back on the hill. All right, now down to the brass taxes. This is going to be the feature showdown. This time out of 4, they will be on the gas. Fast start pace here out of the 52. Simon down the back straightaway. Seckler behind him. Monroe, Slaughter, Morrow side by side into 3 and 4. Multi-groove racing. Literally side by side all the way 3 and 4 between Slaughter and Morrow that time by. Back up front, another lap score, complete for Logan Simon in the 52. Seckler not going anywhere in that number 9 ride. He's staying hot on him. Oh, trouble strikes for Ashley Slaughter, the 5. And she's got the nose of that cart. Praying to the gods. Hopefully she's okay. Stay tuned. Track officials, big shout out to them. Quick to respond. Stay tuned. We'll have a word for you here. Make sure drivers communicating. He said all drivers are talking. He did say all drivers were talking, all right? Drivers are talking and said they are okay for the time being. Drivers are okay. Big round of applause. Scary ride there for the number 5. Glad she's okay. Looks like they're trying to get that number 5 fired back up. That'd be amazing if she was able to rejoin the field there. There we go. All right, big round of applause. There's that number 5. She's going down the back straightaway, getting that thing fired back up. Taking a quick look over on that number 10 there. Must not have seen something that, like, something just fell off. With the air breather. If they're going to run, maybe try to put that breather back on real quick for the number 10 ride there. All right, everybody's in their starting spots. We're going to get back to green flag here. Unrestricted box stocks. Logan Simon, race leader. Seckler, second. Monroe, third. Morrow, fourth. Schweimer rounding out that top 5. Down the back straightaway. Oh, tough luck for the number 10 as he goes down into the infield. Logan Simon down into 1 and 2. Still your race leader. Seckler still second. Monroe holding on to that third. Here comes Sophia Morrow, though. She's looking to possibly take over that number 3 spot. Closes in the gap down the front straightaway. 1 and 2. Looks, searching for that line. Morrow, great job of defense in that number 22 P ride. Hot Wheels, flame job, paint job. Tell you what, she's hot on his coattails. I don't know how much longer Monroe can hold off Morrow for that number 3 spot. Back up front, you got Seckler closing in the gap on your leader a little bit there of Logan Simon in the 52. We'll check some lap distances out here. This time by 7 laps scored complete. 12 laps is the distance. Logan Simon, .566 lead over Hudson Seckler in the number 9. As I said before, now here you go, the 22P of Monroe. Now he's got Miss Pigpen down there. Now she's on the coattails of Morrow. Now they both are going to try to search and look over to that number 3 spot. Ashley Slaughter back there. Still hanging on tight. Went for a wild ride earlier on this race. Tough little driver right there. Wanted to finish the race. 10 laps in the books, 2 to go. White flag should be waving for your race leader. And that is the corner number 4 this time by. There it is. Logan Simon. Let's see if Seckler's got anything for him. Oh, Simon slips up. Seckler, that's going to give him a little bit of a run. Is it enough? Into 3 out of 4. One final time. Not quite. Logan Simon picking up the win here today. All right, we'll list through the whole field. Coming home in the number 7 spot, that's going to be tough luck for him today. The number 10 of Mason Roos. Coming home in the number 6 spot, that's the number 5 of Ashley Slaughter. Coming home in the number 5 spot, the 44M, Miss Sophia Morrow. In the number 4 spot, that's the C7, Pigpen Charlotte Weimer. In the number 3 spot, holding off Charlotte and Sophia all race long. The 22P of Wyatt Monroe. Coming home in the number 2 spot. He tried real hard on those closing laps to take it away, but he couldn't quite do it. That's the number 9 of Hudson Seckler. And then taking home the top dog spot today in the unrestricted box stock. And that clean-looking number 52 ride, that is giving it on up to Logan Simon.
All right, on the racetrack now we got number 41, restricted box stock. That'll be Spencer Powell. Spencer's dad races at IMCA Sport Mod. He had a feature win this past weekend at the Davenport Speedway. So congratulations to his dad. Talking to these guys in the pits today. Spencer wanted to make sure that I knew that he still had more feature wins than his old man did. So Next week, if you're watching this or you're in the pits, we're going to put a bounty out on this young man. So, watch for details on that coming out. He's gotten better and better every week. I think this is his third or fourth week in that 41 cart. We appreciate Spencer and the Powell family for coming out here and racing with us each and every Sunday, along with all of our other great racers here at Exit 7. What a beautiful day we end up having here. Got a little bit hot, but we got a lot of spectators. We got a lot of karts and pit crew members there. Let's gonna look forward to this next race here. We're gonna put down just a little bit of water before we send these guys out. So before we send out the Run What You Brung. Spencer laying down good laps here. He runs a really consistent line around the track. That's the most important thing, holding your line, just learning when you're starting to learn to race. Run What You Brung comes out next today. Today is the Run What You Brung special. We do have 3 competitors. We got Ryan Whitmire, we got A.M. Fisher, and then we got Matt Graham. So $100 to win that race coming up here. Who will it be? Matt says it's going to be him. A.M. Fisher says nope, it's going to be him. Ryan, I don't think Ryan can even hear. Oh, you can hear me, all right. Tough luck today for the Kimmler Racing team. They made it about a mile away from home, and then they had a brake line blow on the truck, so they had to turn around and head back to the house. So hopefully they get that fixed and join us again here next week at Exit 7. Otherwise, Paul Kimmler, he's always a big competitor in whatever class he chooses to drive in. Last time around here, you'll see the number 41 cart of Spencer Powell coming around, picking up his third feature win. Now Dad's got some more work to do. right, so we were going to do a little water. These guys said absolutely not. We love the track the way it is, so we're going to let them out there. This is their special week here at Exit 7. Every week, one of the classes, or not every week, but just about every week, one of the classes has their special with guaranteed money to win. So keep an eye out. I know Father's Day weekend is our wingless wing special. If you joined us live last week, you got to see on Mother's Day we did that powder puff race. I think for Father's Day what we're going to do is we're going to race anything but a kart. So maybe they bring some type of shopping cart, I don't know, lawnmower, mini bike, whatever. This can't be a kart. Once they get lined up here, I'll tell you that starting order looks like it's going to be on your front row on the pole. It's going to be Ryan Whitmire, that 32P. 2 is outside, will be Matt Graham. And then the number 7 of A.M. Fisher. Matt Graham's had a couple rough weeks. He's blown a couple motors up. He had one in the garage. They come out of turn 4 to see that green flag. Ryan Whitmire out to your early race lead. Down the backstretch they come. Graham in second, Fisher in third. Fisher's looking to the backside bumper of Graham, looking to see if he can get around. Now the drag race on the front stretch. Fisher up into the rear bumper. And Fisher washes up the racetrack. He saves it, does not get into that wall, but he's going to loop it, bringing out that yellow flag. Tough break there for A.M. Fisher as he climbs up out of that cart. They'll get him a push and get him off going back to the races here. Join the back of the pack. Josh Lane, our flagman, looks him over. Gives him the green flag out of there. Whitmire going to pull back out in that race lead. Graham got a better start. Graham all over his back bumper. Drag race on the back stretch. Here comes Fisher in that third spot. Whitmire's going to hold that race lead. They're going to be single file down the front stretch into turns 1 and 2. Down the back stretch they go. Fisher trying to find something on that racetrack, unable to do much. He gives a little jump there in his seat. Now he pulls up on the rear bumper of Graham. Fisher washes back up the racetrack. Now the front stretch they go. Whitmire's still out in that race lead in that 32P cart. Graham in second. Fisher washes back up the racetrack again. Having a little bit of trouble with that turn 1 and 2 today. Graham not letting Whitmire out of his sight. Come down the back stretch. He can pull up to that rear bumper, but he can't make nothing happen. Hoping that maybe Whitmire will get a little problem here. 32P car with 32P. Moving race here now. They're back up to about less than 1 car lead. Graham catching it through that corner. Now he's got the outside open. Graham unable to make anything happen. Graham looking down the inside. A little bit of contact. Whitmire able to hold on to it. Coming down the backstretch. Into turns 3 and 4. Whitmire still in that race lead. Now he's that corner again. Graham tries to look down the inside. Just not able to make anything happen. Now it's full contact. Graham to the inside. Way just going to open up the race lead for Whitmire. says he's got a little peanut motor on it for this week. Whitmire watches up again, but Graham one more time on him. Make anything happen. Lane shows him the 3 to go. Next time around, Wagner Josh Lane will throw out that white laundry. As they come out of turn 4, see that white flag last time around. Let's see if Graham can pull anything together here for this last lap. Out of turn 4, Whitmire looks up to the flag stand, sees that checker flag. Ryan Whitmire with the feature win.
So far?
It's so far so fun, but it is making me broke. But you know what? You got to pay to have fun.
Yeah, I don't care if you're out doing fishing and you have to go buy the, the big bass boat and the fancy rods or whatever you're doing. You're gonna have to have the best and probably go broke. But Braden's in the car right now. Otherwise, I'd have a few words with him. But what's his feedback to you so far on racing this year?
So far, he's having a lot of fun with it, especially he likes it no matter what. A couple hours of racing earns him more money than mowing the yard. Also, he's grown some friendships, getting some great advice, and overall, he's just having a blast.
That's one of the great things about everybody here at Exit 7 is, you know, we take all the new guys in and the old racers alike, and we all become one great big family, and we just love having everybody out here. I know this young man next to you here, your other son, you're looking for another kart for him, right?
Oh, absolutely. Might as well make it a family thing. You know, sometimes he wanders off when I need him to do the crew chief job. I figure if I get him a cart, he might be able to stick around and actually get it ready for a race.
All right, so he's going to have to stick around and do his duties then. So, all right, well, thank you, Matt, for talking with me, and thanks for coming out here and supporting us at Exit 7. Reminder, next week, Memorial Day weekend, we're going to be racing here at Exit 7 on Monday, so come on out. Join us for Memorial Day on that Monday. All the parades, all the parties should be over, and all we got left to do is a little bit of racing. So come join us next Monday here at Exit 7 Motorsports Park. I'd like to thank all the fans in the stands for coming out. We appreciate you guys coming out and enjoying a little bit of racing action with us each and every week here at Exit 7.
All right, fans at home on Dirt Kart Nation, thank you for joining in. This is Jake, your race promoter. Just wanted to say thank you for joining us today. And each and every Sunday, next week, we will not be here on Sunday. We will be here on Monday, on Memorial Day itself. So come out and race with us. If you're a racer, if you're a fan, come out and join us. It's free spectators for the fans in the stands. We always have a full concession stand. I don't know what the special will be next week, but we'll definitely have some good food up there. Again, thank you to all our track sponsors here at Exit 7. Gonna do without all of our track sponsors. We got Jacqueline Mays, EXP Realty, Quad Doctor, Choice Automotive, Cruise Racing Engines, Chloe Michelle, Sticky Keys, Deep Bait, Smith Farms, Instant Racing Photography, Wizard Property Management, Ray Rock, Calvert Laser Works, Rod's Flight Out Kart Parts, and Walt Lambeck Fire Protection Equipment, the Sons of the American Legion, right here in Cologne, Illinois. If you need something cold to drink after the races, make sure you stop down by the American Legion and say hello to them. Let them know that you heard about them here at Exit 7. Oh, looks like we got a race going on here. My bad. We got Logan Simon out in that 52 car. We got Bo and Zoller in the 88P. Good race here. Both good little competitors. Simon's out in that early race lead. Got about a 2-car length lead as they come out turn 2 down the back stretch. Simon gonna continue to lead there on that first lap. Zoller slides up towards the wall a little bit there, coming out turn 1 and 2. Keeps it under control, still under the green flag. Simon out in that race lead. He has a little wobbler coming out of turn 2, but nothing's going to slow him down too much. Zoller looking different lines down the racetrack, trying to find something to close in that gap. Little Bo Zoller there, he's a good competitor each and every week here at Exit 7. Simon, they made their trip down here a few times, always had good luck this year. Appreciate each and every one of our racers that comes out and races with us here at Exit 7. Junior 1 feature winner. Good race to these young men. Logan Simonson going to take that feature picture. Good job to Bowen and Logan on that race. Good clean race. Went flag to flag, no cautions. Up next, we're going to have the Predator 375. And that 14 card will be Braden Slovak to his inside, starting on the pole position. It'll be the Caveman of Caden Spiker in that C4. They give each other a little thumbs up. As soon as they're done, we're going to open up that gate, get them out here. Both of these young men have been doing a great job this year. They give a little wave to the fans in the stands. We'll say thank you for each and every person that comes out here. Gonna set that slow pace down the back stretch. Stay nose to nose. As they come out of turn 4, they'll look for that green flag. Oh, one more time around. One more time around. Tell you what, we've been blessed with great weather each and every week here at Exit 7. All right, green flag this time. Caden Spiker going to jump out to the race lead. Braden Slovak all over his rear bumper, a little bump there. Sometimes in these flat carts, you got to do a little bump and run. Caveman going to open up that race lead down the front stretch, but Braden's able to close it down. A little bump there. Both got a little bit sideways, able to keep it straight. Caveman able to open up just about a 1.5 car length lead over Slovak down the back stretch. Braden walks up the racetrack just a little bit, gets it back under control. Caveman looking comfortable out there in that race lead. This is Braden's first year in that 14 cart. I think he's doing a heck of a good job. For his first year, he's running good lines, making good laps. As a starting out racer, what you really need is just seat time and making laps. It's going to make you more comfortable with whatever machine you're driving. Slovak goes around, gets her stop before it gets into the wall. That'll bring out the caution flag on the speedway. Up next will be our Long 375 race. It'll be our last feature race of the day here at Exit 7 on this beautiful Sunday. Six laps down here in this feature event for our Predator 375s. As they come out at 4, they see that green flag flying. They both get back on that loud pedal. son there, the caveman. The reason we call Steven a serial killer is because Steven is a lover of all cereal. He doesn't actually go out and commit crimes. Steven, a longtime racer in the bigger cars. I got the pleasure of racing against him in the IMCA Sport Mod division a few years ago. Spiker looking comfortable out there in that race. Lead Slovak in that second position. This time around will be three to go. Kart racing. This is a fun little class to get involved in. Pick up a cart pretty cheap. Slap a motor from Harbor Freight on it. Get out here and do some racing. White flag. This time around, as Spiker comes out of turn 4, he's going to look up to the flag stand. Josh Lane going to show him that checkered flag. And it'll be Caden Spiker picking up your feature win. Right, Slovak coming home in second. Your Volvo 375 feature's going to line up like this on the front row inside the 71 of Bill Ernst. 2 is outside the 801 of Jonathan Coleman. Second row inside, 35 Mike Covington, who's outside. 36 is Alex Brims. Alex Brims has that bounty on him this week. Not sure if he was able to make it back out. It's not looking like it. Thomas Steiner, that 21 with him starting there. The 88 B of Parker Zoller. Clint Bartosh, he also had a tough run there in that second heat race. It looks like he's packed it up for the day. Michael Stats in that 227 cart. He's going to wind out the field. And Chris Van Winkle in that 89B. He had tough luck also in that second heat race. He got caught up in that late race crash. If anybody can beat Alex Brims today, that winner, feature winner, if it's not Brims, we'll get the bounty of $50. And then we also had an anonymous donation of $100 for this race. Go out there and get their tires warmed up. Down the back stretch they go. Ernst will set the pace in that 71 cart. Gonna do our parade lap here. We're gonna wave to the fans in the stands. Got a lot of heavy hitters when it comes to the world of full-on racing on dirt. Here with us today. Great to see all of our racers out here at Exit 7 each and every Sunday. This time around, they should come out of turn 4 and set a nice pace there. Is Ernst in that 71 cart. Green flag will fly. Down the front stretch they go. Ernst pulls out to that early race lead. 2 by 2 by 1 down the front stretch. Out of the corner, looks like Ernst is going to be your first lap leader. Tough race for Parker Zoller there as he slid up the racetrack. Goes from the middle of the pack to the back. But don't count him out quite yet. Down the backstretch they go. Here comes Mike Huntington in in that 35 Kart, in that second spot. Brims is looking to his backside. They're going to bunch up as they go through that turn. Ernst still on that race lead, single file. As they go around, we'll have to see if anybody gets brave towards the end of the race and tries to make this a multi-group racetrack. There's a couple different racing lines that you could take. Just depends on how brave you are. Brims now gets into the back of Huntington just a little bit. Doesn't know he's there. Ernst still on that race lead, followed by Huntington, Brims. Holding down that fourth spot, followed up by Jonathan Coleman and Parker Zoller. Good clean racing so far in this feature event for the Pulling 375. I would expect Brims to start trying to make moves here. Ernst, Huntington, Brims, Stats, Coleman, and Zoller as they come down the front stretch. Everybody holding her tight to those tires down there. Ernst still out in that race lead. Huntington and Brims in second, third, doing everything they can. Now Huntington closes that gap on the back end of Ernst. Give him a little bump, try and maybe give him a little run there. Now Huntington looks to the outside, says he doesn't have anything for him quite yet. Goes back down, single file. Through turns 1 and 2 they goes. Coleman has a little slip up, a little bump and banging there at the back of the pack. Huntington gives Ernst a little bump there. Now they're going to get out of line for just a minute, and we got one going around there. It looks like Parker Zoller, he's going to spin it back around. Caution flag out on the speedway for Parker Zoller. So far from the drop of the green flag, it's good Phil Ernst out there in that race lead in that 71 Kart. Mike Huntington, Alex Brims, Jonathan Coleman, Michael Stats, and Parker Zoller. Reminder in the pits, nobody goes home without something in their pocket. So make sure that you stop up on your way out and pick up your payout, please. If you don't stop, we will try to get it to you next week or next time you're here, but it makes it a little bit more difficult. So please stop and get that payout on your way out. All right, back down the backstretch. We're nose to bumper. Ernst setting the pace as they come out of turn 4. Green flag will fly. Brims looks down to the inside of Huntington. Decides to pull her back in line. Good tight racing here for this Clone 375 feature. Now Brims gives Huntington a little boost in the shorts there. Coming out of turn 3 and 4. Jonathan Coleman coming up now in that 801 Kart. Starting to get a little bit impatient as the laps click down here. Looks like this time the white laundry is going to fly. Who it will be? Ernst still out there in that race lead. Now Huntington gives him a little shot from behind. Everybody getting a little bit impatient on this last lap. Huntington goes up. Brims tries to get to the inside. Ain't going to be able to make nothing happen. Oh, and we got a spin out now. Oh, and Parker Zoller hits Ernst there. Hopefully those guys are both okay. That's going to shuffle the pack up. We're going to go green, white, checkered. That's going to put Brems out to your race lead. Jonathan Coleman in that 801 cart in second. Michael Stats, Zoller, and Ernst, then Huntington. Brims will set the pace down the back stretch. Green, white, checkered. Brim sets the pace here as they come around turn 4. Green flag's going to fly. Green, white, checkered. Coleman looking to the backside of Brim. Everybody else is spaced out just a little bit. Hate to see that late caution come out. Tough break for those two up in front. But here at Exit 7 is Karts and Karts involved. If you're wondering why those guys are here. White flag out. Brims comes around down the back stretch. And to turn 3 and 4, he's going to look up. And he's going to see that checkered flag. Alex Brims brings home the win today. So that means that he will get an extra $25 in his paycheck. And that bounty will stay out as long as he's here with us. Congratulations to each and every driver out here today. Thank you all for coming out and joining us here at Exit 7. We appreciate everybody being here with us. Everybody have a safe trip home. We'll see you next Monday. Again, next Monday we'll be racing here on Memorial Day at Exit 7. Thank you very much, you guys, for coming out. God bless, and we'll see you next week.